Hey guys, what's up? Jeff with Top Star Mobile Detailing Las Vegas here. In today's video, we're going to be talking about no call, no shows, how I handle them, having to fire a client, and then we're also going to be talking about how the detailing industry is saturated, but what you can do to stand out from the other detailers in the industry. Stick around, check out the video, and we'll see you there.
All right, Jeff. So word on the street is you've been getting a lot of no call. What is it? No call.
What's the word on the street, Reyes? I want to hear this one. What's the word on the street about Top Star?
That you've been getting a lot of lagging clients, man.
Oh no, I wouldn't.
No calls, no shows.
I wouldn't say a lot. I've had a couple in the last couple weeks, which is a lot for me. Like I went literally probably three months without ever having to deal with that at all, and then over this last month, I've had a few in that short time frame. And you know, it's one of those things where when I do all the steps as far as confirming, you know, I confirm my appointments and reach out to the clients and let them know that I'm coming. But I've had it happen a couple times recently, and my initial reaction is you want to message those clients, right? And you want to be like, bro, what's up, man? Like, why are you standing me up? You know, like, why weren't you there? You know? But there were some extenuating circumstances for these particular clients. And had I have flown off the handle like that, you know, it would have been really bad for me, because I found out like one of them, they weren't answering, didn't answer my calls, didn't answer my texts, no response. And then I got a message from him the next day, and he was like, bro, I'm really sorry. He's like, I got a DUI, man. I was in jail, you know, and he's like, so I couldn't reach out to you, you know, and he's like, I apologize. And so, you know, there are circumstances like that where had I have been like, went off on him via text or something like that, it would have made me look really bad, you know? So, be mindful of that. You don't really know what the customer's circumstance is, so give them some time to respond first. I had another client where similar thing, no call, no show. I found out later his daughter had to get rushed to the hospital, and you know, so in circumstances like that, reaching out to their detailer is not priority number one for them. You know what I mean? They've got other really important stuff going on, and you have to be understanding of those things. Now, on the flip side of that being said, I have had the opposite of that, of clients where they did just straight up no call, no show me. I had a guy, and he reached out to me later like it was no big deal, didn't say sorry or anything like that. He was just like, hey man, I missed our appointment, we'll have to just reschedule for like, you know, later this week. No apology, no I'm sorry or anything like that. So I got him on the phone. I was like, hey man, unfortunately, no, we're not going to be able to reschedule for later this week. And he's like, what are you talking about? And I was just like, well, you know, I don't work with customers, with clients that don't value my time, that don't show up, don't answer my texts, don't answer my calls, and then don't apologize for, you know, doing that to me. So he was like, seriously, man? Like, seriously? And I was like, yeah, seriously. Like, you know, you don't value my time, and I can't work with people like that. So there's going to be different circumstances, different situations, but find out what the situation is first before you jump to that conclusion of, you know, oh, this person's just blowing me off. Or find out what the reason is first. Let them respond. If they're like, hey man, I'm really sorry, they have a good excuse for it, you know, you forgive them and you move on and you continue to detail for them. If not, me personally, I don't work with those clients again moving forward. I have had people offer to pay me in that circumstance. I did have a girl just this last week, another one, where I went to do her detail and she was asleep, and I text, call, no response. Her doorbell didn't work. I found that out later. I didn't knock, I just rang the doorbell. But later she reached out to me and she was like, I'm really sorry. she was like, you know what, can I pay you? I'll just pay you for the service, even though I didn't get it. You know, I feel really bad. I didn't mean to do that. And I said, look, I don't want to take your money for a service that I didn't perform. I'm not comfortable with that. Here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to reschedule. I'll come back and I'll take care of the service for you. And she was like, okay, cool. No worries. I'll leave the money in the car, because she works nights, so she sleeps in the mornings and stuff. And so she ended up tipping me like $100 on top of a $200 detail. So she made up for it with that, you know. But I wasn't about to take her money for a service I didn't perform. Like, I'm not comfortable with that. Like, but you know, we worked it out. So it just comes down to communicating with the customer, with your client. Find out what the situation is before you react to it, and then you decide from there whether you're going to continue to have a working relationship or not. Let me know what you guys think on that. How do you respond to those type of things when you get a no call, no show? Do you blow up? Do you send them a text? Do you call them? Do you blacklist them from using your service? I'm curious to hear what you guys do and how you deal with those things. So let us know. Drop it in the comments below. Thanks, guys.
All right, Jeff. So no calls, no shows. We understand, but have you ever had to fire a client for whatever reason?
Yeah, that's a good question, Reyes. Aside from the no call, no shows, I have had that with one customer that I can recall off the top of my head, where it was earlier on when I was just getting started. I was maybe like 3 or 4 months into it. And I had a client that he had a RAV4 that he had just got, and he was super meticulous about the vehicle, just very like super picky. And I was only doing exterior details on this for the most part, you know. But it got to the point where he was just like nitpicking every little thing, and I was only charging him, I want to say like $50 for like an exterior wash on it. And you know, he was just nitpicking it apart. And I had done something on the interior for him one time and wiped down, you know, the dash, gave him like a basic quick interior, and I had hit the wipers to where, like, you know, when you flip the wiper arm up or down, and when he started the car, the wiper came on, and he like went nuts about it. He was like, he's like, why did you touch my wipers? And you know, now it messed up the whole windshield and everything. It needs to be all redone again. And just kind of going like off on me. And I was like, dude, calm down, man. Like, it's not a big deal. It's just like, just wipers. Like, I can re-wipe the windshield for you, you know. And he started going off in like the tone he was taking with me. I had to just put a stop on him. Like, bro, just hold up right there, man. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and have you talk to me like that. And basically I just told him, look, after this point moving forward, you're gonna have to find someone else to detail your car. I don't think I could continue to work with you. And he did apologize later. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. But once that barrier is crossed with me, I don't see how I could continue to have a working relationship with him at that point, because for one, it's not worth the amount of money that I was making off it. It's not like this was some VIP client and I was being, you know, compensated fairly for it. But two, I just don't allow people to talk to me like that. Anybody really to talk to me like that. And there's not really a price that makes it worthwhile for somebody to put you down or talk to you in a negative way. So with customers like that, I prefer to just let them go and just say, hey, you know what, this isn't a good fit anymore for me. So I wish you the best of luck. You know, I don't have anything like, I don't say anything bad to them. I don't like cuss them out or, you know, go that route on them or anything. I just say, hey, this is no longer a good fit for me, and I wish you the best in the future. And then we part ways, and that's it, you know. So that's about the only one that really comes to mind, aside from no call, no shows. If somebody no call, no shows me with no proper excuse or apology, then they're done. I don't work with them moving forward from that point on. What do you guys think on that? Have you guys had to have fire anybody in the past? Have you had to let a customer go for something like that? Let me know what you think. Curious to hear your stories on that. Drop them in the comments below. Thanks, guys.
All right, Jeff. Firing customers is one thing, but there's so many detailers out there. Do you think the detailing industry is oversaturated right now?
You know, it's funny because I got that when I was first starting the business. I had a lot of friends and just people in general when I told them I was going to start a detailing business, telling me that, oh, dude, that business is so saturated. There's so many of them out there. You're not going to make any money. It's just too competitive, you know. And here's what I realized working over the last year in the industry is that it is saturated. But it's saturated with detailers that have set the bar like at a very low standard, right? So it's not saturated for the top level talent, the people that really put in the effort. It's more the detailers that are lacking in certain areas. Either they're not good at communicating with their customers, or maybe they don't have a good sales skill set, or they don't do a really good detailing work, or they don't get reviews. There's lots of different things like that where they're not, I don't feel like well-rounded or complete detailers, right? In order to be at a really high level of success, you have to have all of those things at a 10, right? So I like to think of it like, for example, like this wheel, right? If you're looking at this wheel and each one of your skill sets is like a spoke on the wheel, right? So like this spoke is your sales skills. This one is your customer service. This one is your detailing quality, how good a work you do, right? This one is maybe your SEO and your website. This one's your social media, right? So if you think of all these things as like spokes on a wheel, and each one is a 10, right? If all of your spokes are at a 10, this wheel's gonna be nice and round like you see here. It's gonna roll really smooth. But if you have certain things that are only at like, say for example, your sales skills are only at a 5, right? And your SEO is only at a 2, this wheel is going to be out of alignment. It's going to be off balance, and it's not going to roll nice and smooth. It's going to be a really bumpy ride for you. So you have to identify which of your spokes are not at those 10s, and then do what it takes to bring those up to that level of a 10. Because once your wheel is nice and smooth like that, everything's functioning the way that it should, like a well-oiled machine, it's going to be much better for you. You're going to have a much higher levels of success. So when you ask if the market's saturated, I would say it is, but it's not saturated with really high-level talented details that are running a super successful business the way that it should be run. So keep that in mind. You know, people do tell you that it's saturated. If you're thinking about starting a detailing business, you know, and you're like, man, I don't know if I should jump in. Everybody says it's saturated. Well, it depends on the level of work that you're going to be willing to put into the business, how serious you're going to take it, and if you're going to do all those things to be a well-rounded detailer. Because being a successful business owner, a successful detail business owner, it's a lot more than just being a good detailer, right? So being a good detailer, even a really great detailer, is not going to equal being a successful business owner. There's a lot of other hats that you have to wear as a successful business owner. So just identify what those different skill sets are, and if you feel like you're weak in some things, don't be like, oh, well, I'm not good at customer service, or I'm not good at sales, I'm not good at talking to people on the phone. Identify those things and work on your weaknesses, right? There's plenty of training on that stuff on YouTube. You know, learn those things, right? Become a more well-rounded detailer, and that will help your level of success as a business owner if you focus on your weaknesses and bring those up to your other strengths. So let me know what you guys think on that. That's just the way that I like to look at it as a business owner, as a detailer. Let me know what you guys think. Drop it in the comments below. Hey guys, so those are some of the situations that I've been in. Curious to hear your thoughts on it. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys are getting value from this content that we're sharing with you, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, hit the notifications bell. It helps us push out the content and keep bringing you guys fresh new content in the future. Appreciate you guys. See you in the next one.